Okay, small group leader, let's be honest. Almost every one of us has experienced a group that would not talk. We ask a question and there's that awkward silence. We wait, no one speaks. Some people have asked me, how do I get my group to converse? Let me give you a few tips. One of the things that it's vital that you do is when people arrive at the home where you're meeting, that you be there to greet them and greet them warmly. Setting the tone for them by connecting with them relationally will be very, very helpful in getting them to speak later. Another thing that you need to do that some group leaders despise, do an icebreaker question or two. But don't waste them. The goal of an icebreaker is not to make people feel good. The goal of an icebreaker is to get people to speak, to be heard speaking, and then to be affirmed for speaking so they feel ready to speak and are confident in speaking later in the meeting. When you ask an icebreaker question, obviously everyone in the room is supposed to speak to that icebreaker, and it's always a question anyone can answer if it's a good icebreaker. You need to give them full eye contact, be an active listener throughout their response, and when they finish their response, no matter what that response is, thank them for speaking and say something to them like, "Thank you for that. I will really look forward to hearing from you later." Or, "Thank you. I always enjoy so much what you have to say during the Bible study discussion." Give them a word of affirmation, and then be certain that you remind them that you're looking forward to hearing from them later. Now, during the group meeting, we all know what it feels like to ask that question, as I mentioned earlier, and no one speak. The mistake many group leaders make is that they create early on in the group's life a tempo to the conversation. You may have to help people revisit the tempo of your group's conversation. Let me tell you what I mean by this. When your group first starts getting together and you ask a question and no one responds, it's awkward for you, the leader. You may wait 10 or 12 seconds and then you may fill the silence because the gap is so awkward for you. Don't do it. Ask the question and then wait. Are you awkward yet? Wait. Wait as long as you need to wait. Now, sooner or later, someone will either crack a joke about nobody's saying anything or, this, or you think we're really going to say something. It's okay to say to them, "You know what, your responses are so important to my life and the lives of each other, I am going to wait." And wait as long as it takes sometimes. What you've probably done is early in the group's life, you've created this tempo. You ask a question, you wait 10 or 12 seconds, no one speaks, as I mentioned, so you fill the gap. They've become used to that tempo and they like it. So you're going to have to retrain them with a new tempo in the conversation. Sooner or later, if you do this over time, the group members will jump in more quickly because they're unhappy with the awkward situation. Not only that, most of them like to be heard. They just don't want to be the first one to speak. So as you create this environment where they can speak more openly and they can speak more consistently and they become comfortable with a new tempo, they're more apt to speak. To create a conversational environment, these 3 things will be very helpful. I would really seriously ask you to consider them.